So we just wanted to share how we got engaged and that story behind it, so that way we can always kind of come back and listen to it again and just relive it a little bit. Went to Pinterest and picked out some ideas. It was like a Tuesday, and I was going to have three of my guys over, Freddie, Mark, and Andrew. They're all coming over. And so before they came over, about an hour, I created an account under Mark Johnson. Keep it incognito.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah. Yeah, ordered a bunch of stuff, lights in mason jars and things like that, and hung them all up and put it all together, and went and bought some meat and made some delicious spaghetti, and yeah, that was kind of all the stuff beforehand, all like the planning. And I definitely got to give a shout out to my guys, Mark, Freddie, and Andrew, for all their help. And your gals who came in the last couple of weeks. They were absolutely awesome.
It was so cool. That made all of this even more special, knowing that three of his best friends and three of my best friends since 3rd grade were involved in this, and I had no idea. So at about 5 o'clock, he came and picked me up, and we decided to go for coffee at Rustica over by Lake Calhoun, which I thought was just a little bit unusual because we never really would venture that far out for coffee on a Sunday evening, but we do stuff like that sometimes, so it was fine. As we're on our way back in the car, instead of turning left, he turns right onto France Avenue. And I'm wondering...
Turbo directions.
Yeah. He said it was a detour, which I kind of believe because it's Minnesota in the summer and there's road construction and detours everywhere. So we get out, and I'm so glad that I brought my rain jacket that day because I almost didn't. Because it was raining decently, but it was probably about 80 degrees, nice warm rain, quite pleasant actually. But we had an umbrella too, and we walked out to the peninsula. He thought, oh, let's just revisit the place that, the day I asked you to be my girlfriend. And I thought, okay, sure, why not? We recreated date number 2 earlier in the week. Why not? Let's do this. And so we walk out, and he said, hey, do you want to go for a canoe ride? I was like, what? It's raining, and where are we going to get a canoe? And there just happens to be a canoe right to our right side. He's like, yeah, here, there's one right here. And I asked, whose canoe is this? He's like, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Yeah, who knows? So we get in and paddle around for probably about an hour, just talking about us and reminiscing and from when the last time we were there. So we're heading back, and there is a point where Matt asked me to turn around in the canoe so we could face each other and have a conversation while he would paddle the rest of the way.
I wanted to see your beautiful face.
Right. And this is when I started getting a little scared, and I just kept paddling, and I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. Oh my gosh, is this really going to happen today? No, it can't happen today. It's not going to happen for a while. I'm so scared. So it took me about a good 10-15 minutes before I finally listened to him and turned around and let him paddle the rest of the way. It was just dead quiet, and it starts to lightning, and I forget about everything else, and I'm like, Matt, we need to get back now. I don't want to die today. And so I'm paddling backwards like this, still facing him, and he's just Mr. Calm, as always. He's like, we're not gonna die, there's plenty of trees that the lightning can hit.
We'll be good.
We'll be good.
The statistical chances of us being struck are...
I don't care, you don't understand. So I'm starting to get a little freaked out, and then finally you were like, Callie, it's okay. I got this. And I...
Didn't say it like that.
No.
I was like, Callie, I've got this. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes, he's very sweet. So, for some reason, I stopped paddling. And the moment I stopped, put my paddle on my lap, I heard faint music coming from behind me as we're pulling back to the peninsula that we had left from. And it was our song, which we love to listen to. And I knew right then and there that this was happening today, right now. I turn around and I see this beautiful canopy, and hanging from the top, hanging down, are all these mason jars filled with lights, and it almost looks like fireflies. There's this gorgeous table, this big round dark wood table with flowers everywhere and candles galore, birchwood, greens, burlap, all the stuff that we kind of envision being at our wedding, especially the birch and all the greens and candles. And I just started crying right away, of course, as most girls would, just completely in awe of what I was seeing. And there were 2 chairs. They each had a towel wrapped around, kind of bundled up, sitting there because we're all wet from the rain. There was a little jacket for me, which was from Amy, which was so sweet.
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah, which I desperately needed because it started to get cold. And then Matt had his tan suit jacket on his chair. Took me by the hand and took off my rain jacket. He put on his suit coat.
And Mark had so artfully placed the ring in the inside pocket.
That's right. And you said something sweet. Do you remember what you said?
Something along the lines of how I just want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I don't want anybody else except the wonderful woman that you are, and just the blessing that you are in my life and how much you've impacted who I am and everybody around me. I would be so privileged to have the honor of being able to be with someone like you.
So yeah, it was something like that. And I'm just, I'm incoherent and mumbling and crying all over the place. And it's like I meant to do this, but I didn't. I totally set him up for the perfect words. I'm sitting here, I don't know what to say.
There's only one thing that you need to say.
And then he got down on one knee and grabbed my hand. Say what you said.
Callie, will you marry me?
And of course I said yes. But it was more like, and I bent down and kissed him right away. But yes, he pulled out this beautiful ring. I wish you could see it better. I'll show you at the wedding. Okay, you can kind of see it. Get this side. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't do it justice, but check it out. I have a cool picture on Facebook and Instagram. But you'll see it at the wedding, of course. And I couldn't believe it. I'm just the luckiest girl in the whole world.
Luckiest guy.
And we're so excited that you get to celebrate with us too, and share in this new journey that we're going to be on together. And I mean, it's really just, it's all for the glory of God, because we never would have met without God's providence and direction in our lives. I mean, no mutual friends, not living super close to each other. It's all God. And so we're just really excited to glorify Him on our special day, February 20th, 2016. It's just going to be magical.
Amazing.